This is the plaintiff, Bendel Holt. Bendel says the defendant was moving and needed to borrow some money. Being the sibling, Bendel made a loan to her. Needless to say, Bendel never got the money back. Then, suddenly, the loan became a gift. Huh? Bendel suing for $5,000, the amount of the loan, and defamation of character. This is the defendant, Cynthia Moniz. She says the plaintiff's such a freaking liar, it makes her sick to her stomach. On principle, she's going to fight Bendel on this and not Bendel get away with giving her a gift and then turning around and claiming it was a loan. She's accused of not feeling the brotherly love.
All parties, please raise your right hand.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case in the docket, the plaintiff says his older sister was strapped for cash. He helped her out, and she stiffed him. The defendant says it is total BS. It was all a gift. It's the case of twisted sister.
Thank you, Douglas.
You're welcome, ma'am.
Okay. Bendel Holt?
Yes.
You are suing Cynthia Moniz, your sister,
Correct.
for $5,000 in a loan as well as slander,
Correct.
and you say she refuses to repay the loan. Tell me what's going on.
Well, basically, back in 2008, I was very, very heavy then. I was like 500 pounds, going through obesity, you know, a weight problem. And then Cynthia and her boyfriend, who is, he had passed away, asked to borrow some money. And I had it then so that they can move. They were having a problem with the boyfriend's boss. They were living in his place, and they had to move like right away. So she had asked me, can she borrow the money? And I said, I will loan you the money, but you will pay back. She says, as soon as we get it, we will pay it back.
When was that supposed to be?
She's never given me the actual date, but
When was the loan?
that was back in 2008.
2008?
Yes, of October.
Okay.
And I loaned her the $3,500
What was the money for?
for her to move, for the month's rent, security, whatever else it was.
Okay.
Right. So I loaned it to her, thinking I am going to get it back. But then, like I said, I was going through, you know, a problem, me being so heavy and everything like that. And she's just evil, mean, downright just about Cynthia, her and her boyfriend. Her boyfriend was a nice guy. But like I said, he passed away. So just basically, I'd never received that money back. But more or less, I feel like I was used, you know,
What's
in the
happened in the last 4 years?
I really, what happened?
Yeah, like in other words, if somebody owes me money, I wouldn't wait 4 years. I'm so curious what happened.
Basically, I never thought of taking her to court either. And every time I asked her about it, she would stop speaking to me and always talk about, oh, I'll call you back. Cynthia has stopped. She cut off all ties for no reason. That's just Cynthia. Cynthia is like that.
How long has it been since you talked to your sister?
I just started talking to her last year when my other sister had passed away on May 2nd. When my sister had gotten really sick, I had begged her to come here to New York. She was in South Carolina. I called Cynthia. I was very upset, and I said, we have to get her here. That's when we started talking. Other than that, every time I ask Cynthia about the money, she's like, oh, you told me I can have it. Who gives away $3,500? Who gives away $30,000? And I don't have $3,500 just to give. And then she turns around, they turn around, her boyfriend wrote me a letter. I can't find that letter. But they did turn around and did send a card saying thank you.
The card just says thank you, right?
That says thank you, exactly. And I said, okay.
Which could be thank you for the loan or thank you for the gift. I mean,
well, basically for the loan. Because
well, no, I'm saying the words thank you don't help me to decipher whether it's a loan or a gift.
But
right.
I mean,
but you're saying the boyfriend wrote you a letter saying what?
Saying, you know, I thank you for loaning us the money.
Well, that would be good evidence. You don't have that one?
You know, I couldn't find it, and I was looking for it. But then, as Cynthia does know too, when I was going through the weight problem, like I said, I was 500 pounds last year. Cynthia was spreading the rumors saying, oh, you know what? He didn't have a weight problem. He has AIDS. That's why he lost so much weight.
Why did Cynthia do that?
That's Cynthia. Cynthia's just evil and mean.
What was Cynthia mad at you for?
This is just Cynthia. This is just Cynthia. She's just nasty. I mean, I kept on saying, why my nieces and them won't talk to me? Then my nephew had told me point blank, he said, you know, she's telling everybody that she's sick. I'm sick, I have AIDS. So when she called me one day, she was like, you can tell me the truth. You can tell me, are you sick? I'm like, are you really serious? So when she did come to the house with her daughter and my niece and my other great niece, I showed her the papers that I had the gastric bypass and everything else. Okay? So Cynthia's mean, she's evil. She's been this way.
And she owes you $5,000.
She owes me and defamation of character because
tell me
she's
about
just
the defamation
nasty.
of character.
Tell
me what the basis is for the defamation
because of her putting out these bad rumors about me, about saying I have AIDS and I have this stuff, and which is not true. And I had lost the weight, honestly, due to the gastric bypass. Well, listen, hey.
I mean, it's not dishonest, but I mean, when you say that.
I had it. You know what I'm saying? I had it. And I was, like I said, I was 500 pounds. And this is what I had bought to show her as well, because she knew how big I was.
Okay, I'm not sure what that has to do with whether it's a loan or a gift, but we're all very proud of you.
This is not a loan or a gift, but this is how big I was.
That is something.
And I lost like 300 pounds.
That is something. What's going on?
Well, as you can see, Your Honor, you are in the presence of a wonderful actor. Bindle has told you nothing but inconsistency and lies. That money was given to me as a gift. He called me up and he said to me, he says, Cynthia, I want to give you something. I want to give you something nice because you've always been nice to me. He forgot to mention that money that he retrieved, that when he had that money, was through illegal gains. He tried to sell my brother's house from under him. And that's how he got that money, which was grimy and dirty. I had no knowledge of this at this time. As a matter of fact, I just found out about this recently, okay? The reason why he cannot give you a date of when the money was supposed to be returned, or why he let 4 years go by, is because there was no date, because it was a gift. And the only reason why he brought it to court, you want to know why? When this all started, maybe a year and a half ago. He asked me and my boyfriend before he had died, he said, you know what, can you do me a favor? Can you give me a big screen TV? Can you put it on your charge card? And I was like, no, I'm not putting it on my charge card. He's like, yeah.
Why not?
Why? Because he doesn't pay bills and he plays games.
I'm sorry, but this is the same person who you say gave you $3,500.
He didn't give, first of all, he didn't give me $3,500
Bendel's so
at one
generous
time.
that Bendel gives you $3,500.
Listen.
Why wouldn't you, when Bendel asked for a measly TV?
Because it wasn't mine, it wasn't my credit card, it was my boyfriend's, and he said no, he wouldn't do it. Because Bendel gave the money to me, not to him. Bendel gave, like I said, that money came from illegal gains. He didn't give it to me all at one time. He didn't say, here's $3,500. It was like, here goes $2,000. I said, you know, he said, Cynthia, I'm gonna give you a few dollars. He gave me $2, then he maybe gave me $1. And I don't even think it was 35. I think it was like 3. I didn't keep track because it was a gift. Okay? Now, it wasn't my credit card. It was my boyfriend's. It was not mine.
So what happened when you said no to Bendel? What happened?
He said, oh, really? After I gave you all that money, after I did that for you, after I gave you that money, I want my money back. Give me back my money, and if you can't do me the favor. I said, Bendel is not my credit card, it's his. He said, well, give me back my money if you can't do that favor for me. I want my money back. Listen, my father died about a month ago, okay? We all received some money. This guy over here, instead of going to a regular store, he does Gucci, Prada, Saks, the toniest stores he does. He's probably broke. Then he brings up this $3,000 again. You know what he does to me? He has my check that I get from my father's insurance death. He goes, look. I said, can I give my money? Are you going to pay me the $3,000? Are you going to give me that money back? Remember the money that I gave to you that I helped you out with? Are you going to give it back to me? I said, no, Bendel, I don't have it. He said, you have money right there. And I said, no. I said, I'm not going to give it back to you. And he threw the check on the floor. He's a liar. Let me tell you something.
Wait. What did he do? He threw the check on the floor.
He threw the check on the floor.
But he didn't keep the check.
No, he didn't keep it. But I'm saying he was holding it like hostage. I came to Queens to get it because I asked the insurance company not to mail it to my house because I was in transition to, send it to him. So I went to him to pick it up. And here he goes again with the $3,000. I wish my niece had off today. I wish she had off because she would have been here with me.
Do you have an affidavit from the niece?
No, I didn't get all of that. I didn't realize that.
And you wish your niece had off today. Why?
Because she would have told you that he's a liar. And first of all, his weight gain and his health has I don't see what pertinence this has to this case. It has nothing to do with anything. That little sob story, listen, and another point, guess what? This guy, ask him when the last time he was employed. He never has any money. The only time he has money is when he gets a check on the 1st. Where could he have gotten that kind of money to dole out anyway, to loan to me? He Didn't. He never had no cases, no nothing. He doesn't work.
He never had no cases. What
I mean, like, he never like got like an accident case or he hurt and tripped and fall, like that. You know what I'm saying? To get this kind of money. This money was gone because he sold my brother's house. I'm telling you, I swear to you, I swear on everything. He sold my brother's house. That's how grimy this guy is. His own brother. My brother was away in California and he got the papers for his house or whatever he has in Queens, and he sold it or did some kind of illegal something, a second mortgage the house, and that's the money that he claims that he loaned to me, that he gave me that money. Is there anything,
an email, a text,
nothing,
a promissory note? Is that the only thing there is?
This is the only thing that I've found, but I do want to say this. You heard Cynthia say that I loaned her the money.
No, you didn't.
She said I loaned her the money.
No, you didn't. You gave me
$3,500. I loaned it to her.
You didn't.
And Cynthia's a big liar because when she did come to the house to retrieve that check, I had called her a week in advance and I told her 2 or 3 weeks ahead. I said,
okay.
You know what?
This says thanks from the bottom of my butt.
Right.
It's a lot bigger than my heart. Love, Cynthia, and
Guy.
The guy.
Listen.
Right.
How does that tell me whether it's a loan or a gift?
Thank you very much.
Well, listen, that's all I had. But see, the deal is this. She just said it. If you play the tape back, you hear her say that I loaned her the money.
So, would you sue your own sister if she just totally screwed you over and to the tune of $3,500?
But I couldn't do it.
But if she disrespected you so much, why not?
I couldn't do it. That would make for an awkward Thanksgiving.
Isn't it an awkward Thanksgiving when you're sitting across from the person who stiffed you for $3,500?
No, family matters the most.
But your sister doesn't think so by doing that to you.
It's family. Family is more important. It lasts longer than money.
You hardly believe what you're saying, am I right? Going inside the courtroom.
What she said was, where would Bendel get the money to loan to me? Meaning, going by your theory, where would you even get money to hand out? Because she is trying to prove to me that the money you got was ill-gotten and whatever, blah, 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 blah. Okay. This is not my first case where two people who were once close are now no longer close, and one side says, this was a loan and it's owed to me, and the other side says, no, it wasn't, this was a gift. The problem with these cases is that sometimes there are facts surrounding them that make it very easy to prove, and sometimes there are facts surrounding them that make it harder to prove. And that's where it really would come in handy to have any evidence whatsoever that it's one thing or the other thing. And we have a problem in this one, that there is zero evidence other than the word thank you, which doesn't tell me if it's a loan or a gift. This is really tough for you to prove. And you're the person who has to prove it in a courtroom because you're the one coming in and saying, here's the facts, judge. You have to believe me. I have to find that you've proven it by a preponderance of the evidence, or else I can't give you what you want. Yeah.
Let me tell you something. If my father was alive, he would tell you that Cynthia is no good.
Okay, but you know what?
I understand what you're saying.
Stop.
Right.
I am not your therapist.
Right.
Both of you claim that the whole world is behind each of you. Your father would testify for you. Your father's gone. And you know what your father's doing? Turning in his grave, that he has to watch siblings who ought to be best friends cradle to grave and help each other through this world. You can't wait to grab the microphone again to talk about what a pig the other side is. I mean, this is really sad. So don't tell me anymore what your father would say if he was here, because your father's not here. But you know who is here? All the rest of your siblings and your nieces and nephews who have to watch this and watch what this has ended up becoming. It's really sad. Doesn't matter. I know what Thanksgiving is going to look like at my house. I go back, everything's fine in my place, and I don't see you two again. But there's a whole lot of people who probably are very affected by what you two clearly enjoy, which is this war that you have. Because a little piece inside both of you is a little dramatic and likes this whole war thing. Okay? And that's a little sick, frankly, particularly when it affects so many other people. Based on what is in front of me, I cannot rule in your favor. I find in favor of the defense.
The plaintiff, Bendel, the first one leaving the courtroom. What's your first thought about this, your comment?
Well, I think that Cynthia knows that she's wrong. She knows I loaned her the money, her and her boyfriend, and she knows that they both are drug addicts.
Well,
Everything else, she's a bald-headed ski jumper.
Just the name calling between the two of you keep
she's
going on.
She's bold as a pigeon. I mean, listen, Cynthia's dirty. She knows she's dirty.
Right.
She's vicious. She's wrong. And she knows I loaned her the money. I had gotten the money from the Social Security. She's too much. And she thinks everything with Cynthia is a joke. Everything with her is a joke. And it's sad. But instead of Cynthia just paying the money, just like she said, when I gave her the check, she says, I'm going to give you some money. I'm going to give you some money. I'm going to give you the money. That's it.
Okay. All right.
All right.
Right down there. All right, so come on out here. I don't know, you're laughing in there. What?
I'm laughing because
Why? I mean-
victory prevails. That's all. Have a nice day.
Harvey?
You know, one of the reasons emails are so good is that it's a way of preserving relationships. You can write one very innocently saying, I was happy to loan you the money, and as long as you pay me back by December, things are cool. You can kind of couch it in innocent terms, and it tends to preserve relationships. That will do it for this case. Litigants for the next case on the way into the courtroom right now.